I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we get a roll call?
Yes, sir. Jeremy Rivas.
Here.
Red Snell.
Here.
Andy Vasquez.
Here.
Greg Sims.
Present.
Andy Bozick.
Present.
Mike Brickner.
Here.
Sylvia Graham.
Here.
7-0.
All right, so 2024, here we go, and we're off to a good start. It's an election year, and the politics are all around, so it's fun. I haven't had this much fun, you guys, already since Pop Rod and Witten used to
Yeah.
have some real battles going into stuff. So,
They would battle each other?
oh yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good back and forth.
Born yet, Andy.
Yeah,
That I believe.
it's fun, but
You're talking to this one, right?
yeah. So it's an election year. Let's just make sure we keep the taxpayers in mind as we move forward with everything. So with that, I'll open up the floor for election of officers. Usually have it in order, but obviously start with the president. Open up the floor for the president of the county council for 2024.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion for Mike Brickner for president.
I second.
There's a motion, a second. Any other nominations for president? Seeing none, can we get all in favor of Mike Brickner as president, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Here you go. What's that?
You didn't want it?
Oh, it's all right. Mike, come on over here, man. Center, the gavel stays in the middle.
Take long.
Nice. I get to come over here. I wanted to we get to do this.
Oh, we're opposite ends.
Pop Rod was good from the corners.
Grab your name tag, too.
So, yeah, for sure.
They're all gonna have to be bank shots now.
There's a difference.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta put this seat up higher. Okay, well, that was faster. I didn't know if you wanted to finish out. Appreciate that, and while we finish up with the elections here, get my agenda. Still with officers, thank you. Hold on. Election of any nominees for vice president.
I'd like to nominate Redstone.
I'll second.
I'd like to nominate Jeremy Rivas.
Second.
Any other nominations for vice president? Do a roll call on the vice president, since we have two,
Yes, sir.
yep.
Sylvia Graham.
I vote for Jeremy.
Mike Brickner.
Redstone,
Andy Bozick.
Redstone.
Greg Sims.
Jeremy.
Redstone.
Myself,
Andy Vasquez.
Redstone.
Jeremy Rivas.
Myself, Jeremy Rivas.
Redstone 4-3.
Mr. President, I'd just like to point out, breaking from tradition is what just happened from a long time of, the opposite, the party not in the presidency has traditionally for a long, long time been held, by the other party. And obviously it worked, shows bipartisanship. It shows especially at a close council that's 4-3. And here we are, obviously you look at the finances, the position of the county, but just to point out, but hey, things change, so good luck.
You have full control.
I don't know about that. That's
Yep.
as far as full control. Well, thanks, Jeremy, and appreciate your words, and appreciate, I think that a lot of good things have been accomplished. And I think we have a lot of good things in store for the future as well. Do we have any other officers, election of officers? Okay,
that's an attorney's contract.
I'm sorry?
Nope, I just said attorney's contract.
Yeah, next agenda item.
You want to keep this guy?
Attorney contract, next on the agenda.
Are we sticking with Harold?
Well,
That was a joke.
what have you guys decided?
I'd like to make a motion
Like
to
Harold.
approve
Sylvia.
Harold Harper.
I'd second.
We need a roll call or just all in favor? Signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Well-
Pleasure, and it will continue to be a pleasure.
Thank you, Harold.
it's nice to work with you.
Vice versa.
Well earned. Next on the agenda is our survey agreement.
And do we know, is this the same, Harold, as years past? There's no changes?
Same figures, yes?
Okay, I'll move
As-
to approve
Yes.
as last year?
Yes.
Thank you.
Will you sign that and send it to them?
Yes, ma'am.
So what do we have on the survey?
I made the motion. We need a second.
I second it.
For Kevin.
We have a motion and a second on the surveyor, Kevin Brightsky. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, very good.
Whenever you get a chance to your signature.
Very good. Citizen appointments. Got it.
Mr. President, I'd like to nominate Ralph Neff
For what?
for Porter County Redevelopment.
Let's see what we got here.
I'd also
So-
like to nominate Don Ensign
Do you need to second this?
for
For-
Porter County redevelopment.
You know,
Say this for
We have a
redevelopment.
second?
Yeah, oh yeah, I'll second it.
yeah.
Yeah. I second on Ralph Neff.
So we have Don Ensign,
Ensign.
we have Ralph Neff, and who'd you say? Red? Did you nominate somebody?
Ralph Neff.
Ralph, we have two for Ralph Neff. Anybody else for redevelopment?
I can call a roll.
Harold, do you know, excuse me, Mr. President, do you know, I don't think so, but it's not like a certain amount of party, you know,
Jeremy, which one are we on?
redevelopment.
Guys.
We're right here.
Redevelopment?
This one.
Yeah,
The redevelopment commission, it is the 1-year term.
but it doesn't have to be like,
There's no political
Okay,
affiliation
that's-
requirement for this one that
What I-
I'm aware of. And I did review the statutes for all the.
okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, so we have Don and Ralph. You do a roll call?
Yes, sir. Mike Brickner,
Ralph Neff,
Sylvia Graham,
Donald Ensign,
Jeremy Rivas,
Don Ensign.
Andy Vasquez,
Ralph Neff.
Red Stone,
Ralph Neff.
Greg Sims,
Don Ensign.
Andy Bozak,
Ralph Neff?
Ralph Neff for 3.
okay. Congratulations to Ralph.
And just to confirm, Mr. President, does Joy, do you notify the person that was on it prior that they're no longer on it and notify the new person?
Yes, I do.
Next board appointment is for the, let me see here, ABC Board. Currently, Thomas Swihart is serving on that board. Is this one appointment, Harold?
It is.
I'd like to nominate Tom Swinehart.
I second that.
Okay, we have a nomination and a second for Thomas Swihart.
Do you want that?
Are there any other
Joy?
nominations for this board? Okay, seeing none. All those in favor of retaining Thomas Swihart for ABC Board signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Tourism.
Mr. President, I nominate Mitch Peters.
Second.
We have a nomination for Mitch Peters and a second. Any other nominations for tourism? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor of retaining Mitch Peters for tourism signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Park Board.
Mr. President, I nominate Harris Peterson.
Mr. President, I nominate Craig Kenworthy.
I second Craig Kenworthy.
Second on Craig Kenworthy, or I'm sorry, Harrison Peters.
Okay, we have a nomination for Harrison Peterson in a second, and a nomination for Craig Kenworthy in a second. Any other nominations for Park Board? Okay, seeing none, we get a roll call for Park Board?
Yes, sir. Jeremy Rivas.
Peterson.
Andy Vasquez.
Kenworthy.
Red Stone.
Kenworthy.
Greg Sims.
Peterson.
Andy Bozak.
Kenworthy.
Mike Brickner.
Peterson.
Sylvia Graham.
Kept his word once.
Peterson.
Peterson 4-3.
Okay, Harry Peterson on the Park Board.
What? Oh, Harry won it?
Yep.
Correct?
Yep, 4-3.
Yep,
Thank you.
yep.
For the final.
Next board. Let me see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 individuals. This is one person as well, Harold?
It is, Mr.
Okay, for the PABOA board. Any nominations for this board?
I'd nominate David Androvich.
I second.
Sorry if I butchered that.
No, it's Androvich.
Androvich.
Androvich. Gotta roll your-
We have a nomination, a second for Mr. Androvich. Any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, close it up. All those in favor for retaining David Androvich for PTA BOA board signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. Next board, Cheston EDU Board. Again, we have 3 individuals seeking this appointment.
I'd move.
President, I'd like to nominate Buck Kittredge.
Second.
We have a nomination, a second for Lloyd Buck Kittredge. Any other nominations? Seeing none, I'm going to close it. All those in favor of retaining Lloyd Buck Kittredge for the Chesson EDU Board signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? None, motion carries. We have unopposed Porter EDC Board. Margot Manch,
Margot.
I'm sorry?
Move to approve Margot.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for approval. Any discussion on that? Anybody have any discussion? Nope. All those in favor of retaining Margot for Porter EDC Board signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And finally, looks like our final board appointment, Valparaiso EDC. We have our current individual, Patrick McGinley.
I make a motion.
Motion to retain Patrick McGinley.
Second.
We have a second. Any further discussion on that? All those in favor of retaining Patrick McGinley for the Valparaiso EDC Board signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Seeing none, motion carries. I think that concludes our board appointments. Yep. If it does not,
Really?
I think that's it.
Just got the
Okay, everybody's favorite is next. Council appointments. I think, did everybody get a list of what currently everybody is doing now?
It's on the top.
You want to take,
We just kind of go through the old list, you think? And see how we want to do that, because we have, maybe that might be easier, go what we have now. If everybody have this list,
Yeah, it's the top of the appointments 2023.
where do you look?
here's the list, right?
No, I have this one here. Let me see. Oh, okay.
This will tell you what they are,
Yeah.
and then that's what's coming.
Okay, council appointment, 1 year. Okay, we'll just kind of go off of this. Starting with the Community Corrections Advisory Board, Brickner and Harold Harper. I don't mind staying on that board. I'm
Good.
with it. Harold, you okay with, anybody else want to be on that board? No? Okay, good. NERC,
Mr. President, I'd like to see if Mr. Vasquez would like to do that. He's expressed some interest, and he has a lot of time that he wants to get involved in NERC. He hopefully brings some money back to, Porter County. And
I got really nervous. I thought you were looking at me.
no. Yeah,
Well, that's good.
so did you want to stay on it? or
I don't
just-
want to stay.
Oh,
on
you
it.
don't, you want to
I
relinquish
just
it
wanted, but
to Andy?
we have to do a letter to NERC, so I just wanted to
Okay,
relinquish my
Yes,
NERC appointment.
okay with that?
yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Anybody else want to be on that board? No?
No, long meetings during the day. I gotta work, man.
So is that a letter that,
I'll do that.
do that? Okay, thanks.
Mr. President, do you want to vote on all of these once we're
I was
finished?
wondering, do we have to do them one at a time, or can we vote at the
Just to
end?
Go through just like you are
I was
doing,
wondering.
and then at the end, vote on all of, unless anyone has an objection.
All right?
No, that's fine with me.
Fine with me.
Yeah,
Well,
might make it easier.
okay.
I'll kind of go through these. Plan Commission, Greg Sims, want to stay?
Yeah, if I could, I'd
Okay.
like to stay on it.
Good. Recycling and Waste,
like to
Sylvia?
stay on it.
You want to stay on that? EMA is Brickner and Sims. I'm good with staying on that.
Me too.
Greg, okay, good. Porter County Council on Aging, Sylvia?
She looked right at Jeremy.
She looked at me.
She's ready for a Jeremy joke.
The other aging guy. Yeah.
He has some time now.
So Greg, you want that one?
If no one else does, I guess I can go on it.
And Sylvia, you want?
You get the new director.
I got to deal with it. Yeah, it's okay.
So
My age is moving in that direction anyway.
Porter County Council on Aging will be Councilman Sims and
Maybe they can pick you up.
Yeah.
anybody else want to be on that or just good? Okay. Juvenile Justice Advisory Board, Sylvia and Andy Vasquez.
Yeah, I'll stay on it.
I'll stay on.
That?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Stormwater Advisory Board, Jeremy.
That was great.
But yeah, it's normally the president though, right? The council.
Yeah, I think it was actually, yes, and I think,
Yeah.
I pointed you as a proxy.
Is that,
So that would be yours,
is that?
unless
the
you want to proxy
president?
somebody. Yeah. Yeah.
You can appoint someone though if you can't make it.
Well, it has Greg as a proxy.
Yeah,
Right.
You want to stay as a proxy?
Sure. Yeah, we can do that.
So I'll put my name on there. Greg, Jeremy, did you want to be on that board, stay on that board?
You want to?
no, it's only one, we only get one seat.
Only one?
He could proxy you.
No, I spent a lot of years when we started that.
Okay.
That's how we did the Portage stuff and everything? Through that board, right? South Haven, excuse me.
Yeah, South Haven,
Yeah.
$4 million.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Carol, we should keep going, or should we vote on this first
I
group?
think we should vote on this group.
Yeah,
That'd be
okay.
a good idea.
So, we have the first section here of council appointments that we just went through.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Is this, we have to do a roll call on this, or we just,
Happy to do so.
No, you could roll call it. Or
I'm sorry?
voice vote.
Andy Bozak,
Yes.
Mike Brickner,
Yes.
Sylvia Graham,
Yes.
Jeremy Rivas.
Yes.
Andy Vasquez.
Yes.
Red Stone.
Yes.
Craig Sims.
Yes.
7-0.
Okay. E911 Policy Board, President of the Council, and I was on that board, and myself, were you on that board?
No, I think we
Or is
proxy
it
that
just-
too, yeah, because
Okay, I'll stay on,
your history, yeah.
okay, so that's good. We can just keep going on a few more of these.
Yeah.
If I remember right, the E911 Policy Board and the Redevelopment Commission appointment, those are
President.
by statute, and so we can vote on those, but we don't necessarily need to because we've already voted on.
We don't have to,
It's probably not, it's when
should
in
we?
question vote, I think, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary
We'll just-
because it's automatic. It's by statute, the president is the,
So we have to do a change, though. Is Don
Ensign, right?
Ensign, I'm sorry, is it Ensign or Ensign?
For what?
Ensign.
Ensign.
No, we voted, well, you guys voted him off earlier, so
So
it'd be
that
Neff.
has to be, would that be Harry Peterson now, Harold?
What do we?
No,
Ralph Neff.
Ralph Neff.
Ralph Neff.
He's replacing Ensign.
But Joy will update that on our sheet.
and there's a
Where'd we go?
as an automatic membership on the board for the
Why is he talking about
council
Ensign?
president as well as who's voted on.
It's on the appointment list, Jeremy.
He's just found this now.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so the Porter County Redevelopment Commission is a president of council. So that would be the.
Didn't get that one.
You didn't? Yeah, you did. It's in your back.
Okay, so we can keep going down.
How's- Where?
Okay,
You've already done your citizen appointments and your.
There it is.
Oh, shit.
Yep.
okay.
Sitting there looking.
So it's back to
Where the hell's it at?
I can help you out like I did Brickner.
Yeah.
So let's continue then with,
Got Thomas Swihart.
Tom Swihart.
We already did it.
We already did
Already
those.
did all those, yep.
Are all these,
And Mr. President, we can vote on the 911 Policy Board and Redevelopment Commission membership for the president if you want to. We don't have to, but certainly we can. And then we can move on to the council liaison appointments.
okay, let's do that then. So let's do we do a roll call on 911 and redevelopment.
Yes, sir. Andy Vasquez.
What,
We're doing a roll call on the 911 board approvals and
just the yay would be in order to pass it through? Yes?
Could say yes.
Yay.
Red Stone.
Yes.
Craig Sims.
Yes.
Andy Bozak.
Yes.
Mike Brickner.
Yes.
Sylvia Graham. Jeremy Rivas.
Yes.
7-0.
Now we're the council
Best seats in the house.
liaison appointment.
Do we have to run down all of
We
them?
have to run down these.
Making mis-
I don't think we have to run down all of them unless anybody wants to make any changes.
I like where I'm at,
I like where I'm at.
unless someone wants to add.
Someone could certainly, unless there's some desire to change, make a motion to keep the current.
Make a motion to keep the
Second.
current.
Third.
I second.
You know, keep them all. We have a motion and a second to just maintain course with the council appointment. We don't need a roll call on that. Can we just do a,
Didn't notice that.
Yes, sir.
yep. So we have a motion and a second to keep the current council liaison appointments. All those in favor of doing so signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. That makes that nice and simple.
What if it doesn't?
What do we have next on the agenda?
Attorney's report?
Nothing for me tonight, just thank you all. It's, as I said, been a pleasure and it will continue to be a pleasure to work with all of you.
Thanks for not retiring.
I say, did you realize Bozak was here when you said that? I'm just saying.
Give us, you know, a paperclip, do you?
Those are people that
No, he was in the bathroom, I think.
passed.
That'd be normal.
Okay, so we just have to do a roll call vote on this. For the, we have the auditor 2023 encumbrances. We got a copy of this?
Yeah.
Any discussion on this before we vote on it? Any questions?
Anything you want to point out to us? Everything's normal?
Everything's normal. Yep.
And we have contracts in place for everything. That's all
Yeah.
invoices received and everything is.
Yep.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the encumbrances of $223,454.95.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
I just have can I ask one question? What, the first person on there, it says vendor Melissa Hartig. It says no department. Why isn't she getting travel expense? Or am I reading that wrong? What does that mean? Why does it say no department? That's what stood out to me.
Yeah, it's sometimes depending on the nature of their trip.
I don't know if they anymore.
They may not be associated specifically with a department.
So I'll just come out of the general?
Where does,
No, it'll be encumbered by that fund there. But yeah, no, it's
Exactly what does she do?
she an employee?
I'm
Yeah.
not an employee.
He's an employee?
Not off the top of my head, I'm not
I
sure
hope so.
what that was.
That just stood out.
And
I know it's only
it also
48.
could be it also could just be a clerical error on that though too. I'm not sure on that.
Any other questions or discussion? Your question, Andy?
Thank you.
We need a roll call?
Yes, sir. Red Stone.
Yes.
Greg Sims.
Yes.
Andy Bozick.
Aye.
Mike Brickner.
Yes.
Sylvia Graham.
Yeah,
Jeremy Rivas.
Yes.
Andy Vasquez.
Aye.
7-0.
Very good.
why.
I think that kind of wraps up our agenda. I don't think during this meeting, we have citizen comments during the reorganization meeting, or is that saved for the regular council meeting?
It's.
You're the executive.
Certainly we could. I don't think there's any preventing it legally. It's, I think, up to the.
How about if we save those for our regular meeting, if that's
Not a
okay
bad
with
idea.
everybody? You okay with that, Sylvia?
right.
It's only a one candidate.
Next meeting date, Floyd,
Early.
30th?
January 30th.
Okay,
You're gonna have a foundation meeting and a regular council.
on the 30th?
I do, before we retire, I want to make one comment.
Yes.
Okay. I would like to formally announce that I am not running.
Running for office? You're running for office?
She put her application in today. I saw
No,
it.
and I just want that to be put out there. I will, this is the first day of my last year in office. And it's a real trip. But
Ask you how long
I
you
will have
served?
more to say later in the year as it goes along. But anyway, I want to make that official so that I do not want to stop anybody from running.
Sylvia, let me say,
How long did you serve, Sylvia?
This is 16 years.
I'd like to personally say thank you for all your time on here, Sylvia, and all you've done.
Well, I don't want
Still here for a
I don't
year.
want to be premature in case you change your mind.
Yeah.
That, I know this is early, but, it's been,
Well, I think that it's
you have served the county well.
right.
Yes.
Appreciate your service and
Mr. President, I would like to thank Sylvia as well. It's been great working with you. And not that we're done. I didn't mean it like that. I don't know.
they say there's still time for change.
Can I say one other thing? I know we moved our meeting to the 30th. I may or may not be here. As I mentioned in the emails, I have a doctor appointment that evening. So just so you guys.
Appreciate that.
When did we move it?
Well, Mr. President, I think we're wrapping this up. There's a couple things. I was talking to Council Member Stone a couple weeks ago, and he brought up something about, and it fits in with the elections, and this is a big election, and, the politics have clearly already started, he talked about, Red, you talked about, oh, can the commissioners pass an ordinance that, they can't take contributions from contractors? Interesting concept, and in the whole thing of being transparent and open during elections, and I just put it out there for maybe the auditor's office, and my response was, I don't think it's against the law for anybody to, so I don't think you really pass an ordinance. But what I said to Red was, and I thought, some cities were trying it was like a transparency portal of contracts. It is, we have done a lot of work in this county. We're growing. We're doing a lot. We've got the highway garage. We've got the jail. We've got
Opera House.
the Opera House, plus all the stormwater stuff that we're doing. I mean, is there a way that, we can have all of the vendors and contractors that we do business with on our website? People can already go to whoever's getting money, through the elections, everybody's campaign finance reports. But I think it would be good, if we had a transparency portal on there that who are we doing business with?
Are you asking for like how much?
No,
I'm just trying to picture.
just who the county's doing business
I think,
with.
I've talked to you, Jeremy, about this several times, and I have no problem with that. I
Yeah.
work for the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
And literally, and you might think I'm lying because it's the city of Chicago. I worked with this engineer for 5 years. We were on a 36-hour turn. I literally went to buy her coffee and a sandwich, and she goes, "Red, I can't. I went, "What are you talking about? She goes, "No, I can't." That's how strict, at least she was, with, taking anything from vendors, but.
As it should be.
But
Is that
like
something
you
that-
said, it's not illegal, but at least if we had a list of, hey, here's all the vendors who work in Porter County, hey, I'm all about transparency. I have no problem with that.
Is that something we could do, or the commissioners would have to do?
Well,
it's a good idea.
The auditor's office holds all the contracts, so it would probably be their undertaking. So I don't know that's why I wanted to put it out there. I don't know what that workload would be, how long it would take. I'm not looking to throw all kinds of shit. I can see him already, like you. I mean, just a conversation to have. I think it's, as we just continue to develop as a county, to have like a transparency portal. And this is the biggest election, right? This is the big election in every cycle. So it just wanted to put that out there. I mean, I don't know. We can talk about it later.
Yeah,
You can
no.
look at.
It's certainly something,
Like,
by the 30th,
whether we do it this year or not, if we at least plant the seeds and then get it started, get it going for,
I think it's great.
Yeah, I mean, who's got a contract in the county? Who's doing business with the county? Vendors, contractors. I mean, we're doing a lot. We have done a lot of work over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, whatever. And we're
Is
gonna.
this list going to be like? I'm just curious. Is it pages upon pages, or is it pretty?
if you're doing the entire contract, it'll be pretty big.
Okay.
I mean, it's a simple database. I mean, assuming that everything's within Indiana code and ordinance that we're allowed to.
I don't think the contract. I just think a list of names.
just a list of names. Hey, here's names of
Companies.
Yeah.
the county.
That
I mean, if somebody further wants to, I mean, they have every right to FOIA or do something else, but at least it shows who's doing business with the county.
Yeah, we'd be open to that, so.
Do we have somebody who's managing our website now? Do we have somebody managing the county website?
Every single department manages their own
Own?
departmental page, so.
So who would that be, us or the commissioners that would put that on the website?
No, you.
Well, I mean, if it's through the auditor's office, it would be.
Would do that?
Auditor's office.
Okay.
That's why I don't know what the undertaking would be. Maybe they're going to talk tomorrow and call me names for asking, but I just think at some point in time, it's a good.
One thing I would add to that,
Thought.
very important if we're going to do that, that we keep it updated. So maybe if it could tie to our database, and I don't know if that's possible, but otherwise it's got to be updated as we're doing things, putting bad information out there.
I'll take a look
Sucks,
at I'll take a look at everything and see if we can get some in concept for you by your January 30th meeting. If we want to put that on there, we can have that discussion then.
Yes, yeah. Look
That
into
makes
it
common sense.
a little bit, yeah. And just the other thing, I've thought about this for a while and talked to a few people. It's about the commissioners would have to do it. It's a tax fraud ordinance. Red, you probably got some understanding of that. There's been conversations over the last couple of years about raising a lit, raising wheel tax, raising a stormwater. I just think that maybe this council would have to do those things. That it's called a tax fraud ordinance, where if people are out there paying cash and cheating, misclassifying people, they're avoiding taxes, and those taxes pay for cops, for firefighters, for services. If we have people that are cheating by paying cash on projects or misclassifying people, that before we go and consider or whoever raise taxes on people, we should make certain we're collecting all the taxes that are already due. So, I mean,
Jeremy, I think, and it could be something we could look into, I believe, if I might be wrong, I think LaPorte county has something similar to that,
Yeah.
I think. I don't know what it took for them to pass it and whether it was
Yeah.
commissioner ordinance, whatever, but
It would probably have to be a commissioner ordinance, yeah, but, and I know Randy Palmetier, he's presented those to a number of, I think, municipalities. I think Valpo has a tax fraud ordinance. So I mean, before we even consider raising taxes on anybody, let's make certain that we're collecting the taxes that are due.
What is this ordinance? Is it, are you talking about hiring a person to?
No,
Or is-
well, that would be, the enforcement, sure, it's in, but if people are breaking the law, that also could be something handed over to the prosecutor. I mean, if people,
But it's a law now,
Yeah.
right? They have to pay the tax.
well, they have to, sure, but I mean, it's a huge problem in the construction industry. And as we continue, this economy continues to grow and we continue to get more and more involved in construction.
not only that, I mean, which, you know, we can't be the police, I get it, but like even workman's comp, general liability, they pay cash, guy gets hurt, what happens? It goes on either the county, you know, so it goes on somebody else's insurance, so it's really, it's a big problem.
But why can't it be attacked now is what I'm getting at. Like, why do we have to pass it?
It's not, I mean, great question, because if you asked, I bet if you asked a prosecutor that he would say, I don't have the resources to go after that. And Randy Palmetier has approached the prosecutors about it. And a good example too, Red, is in Chesterton, why you would remember a couple of years ago on
We had
a death.
a gentleman fall off. I was adamant about
And
it.
he was like on 3 tiers down as a contractor. I don't even
I
think
think he was from Indy.
who he worked for, right?
We couldn't even find out who he worked for.
As we're paying a lot for construction, as the construction's going on, and I know we've had conversations, wheel tax, stormwater, let's make sure we're collecting the taxes due to us.
The
So,
one thing I do know is, I mean, if we do, I know the majority of the jobs in the county are union contractors.
under the RBO,
That's a good
Yeah.
start, because
Right.
the unions get audited by the contractors get audited by the unions, they get audited, there's a lot of safe, things that have to go on.
yeah, so, thank you for the time. I think those two are really things we should consider kind of as.
What are you gonna do with that second one? Are you gonna go to the commissioners, or when you?
Well, no, if President Brickner would entertain, maybe as we get going in this year, having Randy Palmetier come in here, explain, the different municipalities, counties that have it, what's in an ordinance like that, and,
Okay.
enforcement mechanisms.
We do like a presentation or
Yeah,
information
yeah.
thing for us?
Yep, purely presentational, informational.
Can you, would you be able to kind of take the lead on that? Do you have a contact for him?
Yeah,
Be able to do something like?
I can see in the
update?
next couple months he can show up.
I think that'd be great.
think that'd be
Good information to know.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if we need to do anything formal, just,
Well, I'll talk to him, and I'll talk to you, Mike, and at some point, we'll see the availability and see if you want to put it on the agenda for just presentation.
anybody else have anything else to share? I was just gonna, I think it would be remiss without, and Jeremy, sincerely, your leadership on the council has, I think, been an influence on all of us. You've done an outstanding job, and I just want to say thank you, for, your service and the time you served, either
I'm not going anywhere.
council member, as president, and I really mean this. I mean, I think I must speak for, myself, but anybody else would like to say, but I just want to thank you for everything you've done, and I look forward to, continuing like, just tonight, being able to share your knowledge and expertise with us as a team, and
We have a lot of work to do. I've said that, to read a lot, that government, there's always a lot to do and not enough money to do it, right? But we've come a long way. Sylvia knows. Sylvia was here a couple years before me. I came in here, and there was a lot going on, and it wasn't always that good. And we've come a long, long way. This county government is a good unit of government with low taxes and great services. And it doesn't always come easy. Trust me, this council has had its battles and backstabbings, and it happens, right? But you move on and move forward. And there's been, like I said, I was drawn out of my district for standing up to a commissioner. I was, the FBI used to run around these hallways chasing people. I mean, it wasn't good. I mean, I had this room was full of people in red shirts because they wanted me to vote against something. I knew it was right. We had to fix our facilities. It hasn't been easy. You sit here long enough, you're going to be scarred up. You just do the right thing, the taxpayers first, and we keep going. We're going to keep going. We're in a good spot. So I'm glad to hand that over. If you look at our AA rating, we're in great shape. So Mike, don't screw it up.
Can't mess it up, yeah, but, our goal, I think, as a group is to carry on, we are the keepers of the citizens' money, and
That's right.
to stay focused on that, and, we talk about transparency and accountability, and those are principles that I think this council, really hold on to, and these are values that you set the bar for the council, and continue with that, but we are the keepers of the finances, and it's a big responsibility. So anyway, we look
Mr.
forward to.
President, I wanted to, Jeremy, we can't vote on it now, we don't have the resolution, but with NERC, we're gonna have to come up and either do something with that or not do something with that. It's a resolution, and, so that's gonna become, I think they want more of a.
More money.
They want more of a per capita tax. I think we're at 70 cents. They want $1.50, which is gonna add about $150,000 to our general fund, which means they're gonna suck it down. There is a bill, I think was introduced downstate right now, that's gonna give the legislature, they want us to, write a resolution saying, please legislatures, mandate us to NERC. I have a problem with that in and of itself. I think NERC does a lot of great things, but I think that's something we're gonna have to discuss.
I am so glad to hear you say that. NERC, in case somebody doesn't remember, is what we sued as a council, try and stay out of.
No, that was the RDA.
The RDA.
Oh, it was the RDA?
Another regional entity.
No,
Yeah.
so
Wait, does-
Jeremy been talking about this a lot.
But anyway, I just wanted to say to us as a council to be careful with our tax dollars, that we have done a good job, and when I have the state or whoever is coming to us wanting us to write a resolution so that they're able to do something else.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound, somebody's gonna have to really explain to me that it's not, what it's gonna cost.
I had talked to Ty before tonight, and I was very straight up with Ty. I told him, personally, and I don't ever speak for the council, I speak for myself, just like everybody here does. I said, I have a problem with, introducing a resolution, signing on to it, saying, sure, let's have the legislatures force us to pay NERC more money. If NERC needs more money, they can come in front of us and,
How about they get it from the state who has a ton of extra cash?
I didn't
I mean,
go
they're
that far with them.
swimming in it.
I said personally, I kind of have a problem with that. I know they do a lot of good things, but, he's like, well, inflation and this and that, we haven't had a raise. I said, we have road issues. We have road problems too that we have to take care of, our people in Porter County, that we have to take care of first.
I agree. And in the paper today, it was saying that all of our road money doesn't come back to us. We're all aware of that.
That's another, right, so I mean,
We're all aware of that.
so I wanted to bring that up because I told him I would at least,
Thank you.
I told him I would at least address it with the council, and whether or not we decide to write the resolution to go downstate to, make us give NERC more money. If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I'm not gonna sign a resolution to say, hey, please,
No.
force us to pay them more money.
So the NERC's never approached this council to ask for more money?
No, I was.
Now.
I was on the NERC board, and I think it was a December meeting, and, we have 4 meetings a year.
Right.
As a representative, and there's, 50 people in the room. They gave a 2-minute presentation that says, we're getting 70 cents, we want $1.50, we just need to keep, it's not a raise, we just need to keep up with inflation. And I went, no, if we're paying you more money, that's a raise. And I understand it's inflation, they haven't had I think the 70 cents was back in 1995, don't quote me on that, it's been a while, but whatever, Lake, LaPorte, and Porter County give them,
Sorry, this afternoon.
they times it by 4, so it's really their operating budget's what they're looking at, for their administrative budget. That's how they operate as a from Lake County, LaPorte, and Porter County that per capita, and they get a grant 4 times that, and that's what they get to operate. He was trying to explain it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a necessity, though. I mean, it's a regional planning, right? I mean, they do all the planning, rating, like, if you want to get federal dollars,
There are
you know,
clearinghouse.
yeah, and
Federal dollars.
like Willow Creek Road, the reason it's, you know, it got high up, it's been on a plan for 40, 50 years from NERC. I mean, they plan regional growth, and then, you know, when we want our federal dollars, you know, it's got to be in their plan. They're necessary. I mean, we can't
I thought, speaking of that.
do without them.
That was all,
Said and done, no.
yes.
We've been kicking that thing around since 1987.
Willow Creek Road?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right.
That's why Andy's gonna be our representative, because he was on the 2040
Oh.
plan, and I think they're up to a 2050 plan.
Yeah, I was there in 2001 doing plans, and
No.
then again in 2012.
But it's a requirement. I mean, to get roads in those plans, and then those plans, the only way we're going to get funded from the federal government is that you have to have NERC. So,
And a lot of times, listen, I'm a contractor. I deal with the federal government. I deal with states, locals, federal government. You know, it's a 80-20 grant. So if you get $100,000, say a sidewalk, I've seen this before, a sidewalk, a 500-foot sidewalk, you go through NERC, right? It's a 20-80 grant. You think, oh wow, we're only paying 20%. By the time they have environmental, you know, all these different things, you're paying $250,000 for a 500-foot sidewalk when it would cost you $100,000 if you just paid it out of pocket with, you know. So sometimes I don't know if it's a good thing.
Are they making
some-
presentations to the other counties?
I don't
Yep.
think they have. They just passed it at the
general meeting in
I
December.
voted for it. I didn't vote for actually the increase that I would do the resolution. I voted for, I would take it back and I would discuss it with our council, as we should.
I talked with Ty this afternoon, and he said that we would get 4 times the money.
4
in
times
regard-
the money.
And I said, how much is that exactly 4 times going to Porter County? He said, well, I'll get back to you on that. I don't mind giving money, if
I'm
we're
the
getting 4
same.
times the money.
I'm the same
But if we're giving $100, and instead of getting 400, we're getting 99, and the rest is going to the other counties, I have a problem with that.
I don't want to
Honestly do.
subsidize Lake County and LaPorte County.
Exactly.
That's just where I'm at. I'm here for
That's
Porter
exactly
County and,
right.
We live in Porter County, folks. We take care of
Yep.
Porter County residents.
and our roads and everything else need to get done, so.
So, well, with that, talk about appointments too, and another discussion. I sent an email to the commissioners. Harold, I CC'd you on that for the RDA appointment. We kind of let that lapse, and it's another, we pay 3.5 million annually in a membership through our income tax. Sylvia, that's the one you were talking about. And,
Hey, Jeremy, just so,
yeah,
our lit is 0.5%, correct?
mm-hmm,
Our RDA comes off that
mm-hmm.
lit. So people understand, we have a 0.5% lit. We give 3.5 million to the RDA that comes off our lit.
We only govern off 0.25%.
Right.
The other 2.5% goes to the RDA and
the
then
RDA.
homestead credits. So, yes, so we actually only govern off 0.25. But yeah, but it's another regional entity, and I believe in, you know, regional cooperation.
Same
Don't
here.
get me wrong at all. We're all interconnected. Nobody works, lives, shops in their community. There's no closed communities. But the RDA, it's a good organization, but I think maybe it's time we looked at our appointment and got somebody a little bit louder right now for Porter County. You know, with the South Shore, the state created these transportation development districts, and they're basically TIF districts around if you've got a train station, and that money flows to the RDA, correct? And so we want money for Porter County. We need somebody fighting for us. And I'm not saying this guy, but he's never sat in front of us, and I think it's time we had somebody on the RDA
The
that.
one that expired in 2018?
No, we appointed him, and I think we appointed somebody.
He took over from Jeff Good in
Yeah.
15, so his appointment started in 16, and I think he's up in 2024 of August, I believe. And I think he's a very good.
Is that Chris Campbell?
Yeah.
Yes.
How come it says, we got to get that updated, Joy? It says 18 on my.
Well, if Harold can work with Scott to figure out exactly where we're at, and
And I think a lot of these TTDs, you're right, Jeremy, what they're doing, they're drawing their boundaries within the train
Where you
station,
get that at?
and then RDA gets that money back.
the increment.
Any development, it's their own TIF. And right now, I know Chesterton, from what I saw, doesn't have a TTD, but I believe they want to possibly put a TTD around Chesterton. And I'll tell you, you know, the people around Chesterton, and I walk the dunes every day. I don't know how happy they're going to be with these TTD zones putting commercial and
You're right.
because I want the dunes to be you know, when I drive 49 down 49, I love the way it looks. It's woods, it's dunes, and I think the people of Chesterton need to understand these TTDs might come in and they might be drawing boundaries, and you know, I think everyone needs to have a say on some of this stuff. So there's a lot of things to talk about. A lot of issues to talk about. Yes, sir.
You know, as a group, and again, you know, making sure our money is taxpayer money is being spent, you know, very diligently and wisely. Very good.
The only way, you know, sometimes we got to be loud, and the legislators are in session. You know, they create a lot of these laws, and you know, if we want money from NERC, we want money from the RDA, we want, you know, partnerships and assistance or money from the state. They got to know. We've got to say something.
I'd like NERC to stay in Portage as well too.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Any other members have any good discussion before, good? Yep.
Make a motion.
Well, I appreciate it.
I got no good discussion. I got
Yep.
second.
Motion to adjourn,
Second.
Second.
motion a second,
We're gonna do public comment, our first
yeah, it's a regular meeting, it's a
regular meetings.
This is a reorganization meeting.
So move to adjourn or adjourn. Thank you very much, everybody.